Imagine, if you will, a quiet little community nestled in the Canadian Rockies in Jasper National Park. A community rich with culture, diversity, history, and a unique mountain lifestyle. People working, living, playing, actively participating in community life. But what happens when you can no longer fully participate? What does it feel like to lose the connections that you built through your career, volunteerism, and maybe raising a family or participating in various social groups? To become increasingly vulnerable. Jasper had the opportunity to pilot a project to test the value of having community-based services for seniors in preparation for the Silver Surge. Jasper chose to implement this by adding a seniors outreach worker into its existing Jasper Community Team intersectoral collaborative model.
When the first outreach worker came, she immediately was quite visible.
Well, sure.
I was involved in town administration before, and I know to my time there wasn't a senior worker anywhere.
Well, I think a dedicated outreach worker it's such a great thing for everyone.
There was just one person in charge of FTSS, but I know the seniors needed more help than that.
There's a level of trust that has to be reached.
You can't measure trust in hours. It's trust in action.
They can call this one person and immediate attention is given to them. And I think it's just such an essential thing.
I wouldn't go to an outreach worker if I couldn't trust them.
It's great if there's any needs in the senior community that we would have somebody to go to.
They're an encouragement to us. They're a benefit to us in so many things.
She wanted to write a piece about... An outreach worker can be the link, can be the bridge between the younger generations and the seniors through various workshops and programming.
And who else would you call? At all. There's somebody from Family Services, and I think it should be a senior coordinator.
You know, I'd love to just put somebody on staff to do that, but it's just not economically feasible. And so if an outreach worker who can be many things can provide many services, including that physical fitness piece, that would be ideal.
It's dedication. You see it in action, not in words. All of you have made a definite effort to make our lives better.
We have the opposite feedback. I brought in various ideas and kind of brought it to the seniors that I had formed relationships with. I got a lot of critique, some criticism, but they were able to give input, and therefore it enhanced the program, and I was able to offer them a program that they actually want.
Is that right? Is that right?
Just that feeling that they weren't, or they're important enough that they weren't a liaison person. They weren't someone that is a spokesperson for them in an official capacity.
A seniors outreach worker position was created to address seniors' quality of life in a variety of ways, encouraging healthy lifestyle choices and facilitating healthful practices.
You've got to keep busy doing things, but you've got to move. You've got to, if you can. Some people can't, you know, but if you can, you should get out and do something where you get the physical exercise.
Amy took me down and showed me how to use the gym machines. The gym is a wonderful way to keep in shape. Yeah, it certainly helps to improve my mental health. It gets the blood moving, and that's what we want.
There needs to be someone to link them with mental health, because they've never had to access the service before and they don't know how to go about it.
And the studies have shown that the connection between a healthy body and an active body are you know, black and white. It makes you healthier mentally.
Providing opportunities for and encourage community engagement. Creating opportunities for socialization and inclusion.
Seniors like to have fun, and they like to be listened to.
Hot dog?
We've gone to lots of barbecues and luncheons and events out at the Palisades, and she's been there and organizes things, and I could see people having fun. the more you age, the more you need social contact, and because it's sort of life-giving to be able to be included in events and to be asked your opinion.
We are at this table where all the seniors are sitting, and we always only see each other once a week, and that is on Sunday night. It's always a hello, hello.
Well, there's a good example of all the seniors getting together and be able to visit. You kind of put it off nowadays. You don't visit as much anymore. You used to go to these functions when you're younger and meet everybody, but once you get older, you see, stay at home, and if you didn't have these functions, you know, they wouldn't get out at all.
And if they live by themselves and they don't bother to even take a few steps, this motivates.
You get to meet new people in town, new seniors, new young people, and find out what your town is doing now. And because you're a senior no longer in the working field, you miss that.
And being involved gets you out of your home. It gets you social. There's the potential of making new friends, of, you know, discovering something new that you may want to do.
Alpine, Pine Grove, seniors living in their own homes, seniors living in apartments and stuff like that. I think the outreach workers helped a lot in trying to bring those seniors together and making them, amongst themselves, a community. And I think that is something that's been very beneficial for Jasper.
You can see it even more when, say, we're doing programming and we have a social event and they get together not only with other seniors but just other people in the community. You can see the shift in body language and emotion and mood, and it's definitely elevated by having that connection.
It is true. I think that seniors isolate themselves, they lose friends, they get into habits like all of us, and part of that maybe is that they do less socializing. By having a sort of a head umbrella under the outreach worker that encompasses all those groups, I think has improved the actual activities that seniors are involved in, the socialization and that feeling of being needed.
Connecting volunteer helpers with seniors.
Kathleen, who is our FCSS coordinator, she came to the pool and we were discussing, you know, how did I get back and forth because we have no vehicle. And then she said, oh, she says, I'm going to tell Amy, and maybe Amy can find someone that you could come with.
Most jobs of mine were hauling people.
Helmut would be willing to bring me back and forth to the pool. Now, being such a gentleman that he is, he says, oh, I'll take you in every time you want to go.
I pick her up and it takes 40 minutes and she wants to swim 40 minutes and I swim a half an hour.
I won't ask you to make a special trip. When do you go? And he said, I go in the evening.
That allows me 10 minutes in the hot pool and then we're post time ready to go home again.
And I said, okay, and then I started going with him.
Providing opportunities for and encouraging volunteerism.
I could play the piano if they wanted me to do that once in a while, and that's how it got started. I love playing for people to sing.
We have a weekly singing group. One lady, she didn't talk. She'd reached the stage where she couldn't.
And I played a couple of old pieces.
She laid there with her eyes closed and she sang every song.
And no one would have guessed that she even heard them. So it's very satisfying. And I know that it's positively received. It is good medicine. Yes, it is.
Identifying and addressing transportation gaps.
I just long at times just to get outside the town site, just to see something physically different, or to get to a place where you can hear the frogs in the spring. And that's why a senior's bus is very helpful.
because the day will come when I can't drive a car anymore either. When that day comes, then it will be difficult for me to get around too.
The seniors bus here is very helpful. Not every community has one, but I think it should. And that will take then the person who can get out and move with some help, get to the store, and have your groceries brought right in by the person who drives the bus.
Well, I think that the older we get, the more important these things are to us. I'm beginning to realize that every day.
Providing advocacy through complex systems.
If they're new seniors and they've just become eligible for certain programs, there is documentation that needs to be done.
And I swear that the people that make up these forms do it in a different English language, because you just don't comprehend really what they want.
It's hard to get seniors to even admit they need help.
And a young worker who's trained can lead you through it.
They're 65 and now they need to apply for government benefit, and they've never used a computer in their life, but they can come to my office and we can do it together.
I went down and had the papers signed for me, and no cost.
There are, you see, quite a few services like that, but you have to know about them.
The senior outreach worker has been doing that. So what happens to these people now?
It's really sad for me to see that the senior program has come to an end. And I just hope that somehow we'll be able to get it back again.
There really is no person that is helping them to do that. So I don't know where that gap is going to be picked up.
Ensuring a community culture of autonomy, dignity, and respect.
The outreach workers have really helped to get people from the community to see this lodge as something other than a place to go and die.
You gotta watch this guy beside you here. Oh, yeah.
Did you put 3 in? No, I just put 1. Just 1? You want to put another one in to keep it company?
Assisting with problem solving and goal setting. Providing human support and comfort.
Well, it meant a lot to me because my husband had Alzheimer's and we were together up in our apartment. It was a very difficult time for me.
I'm good. You know what? Actually, I'm great right now.
She was very warm and supportive and easy to talk to, and made herself available. And I was very grateful for that. Seniors that aren't active and cannot get out and about on their own, it's very, very important to have some continuity in their life.
My family is over in Germany, so for that reason alone, it's good to have somebody to go to support me.
So many things that this program has done for the seniors, we really can't count up because it's just basic needs. We just found total cooperation, which there again, we will miss.
Your seniors are family. But so often, if you think about it, the friend you have taken is also the one who needs you as a friend.
It's a time where they need to make various transitions from their home to a seniors complex, or they just need company, but it's the case for a lot of seniors in this community that they don't necessarily have the supports in place.
I explained to her that I had to move in a week or two, and I had no idea where to go or who to call or anything like that.
And this is where the work can help, because she can dig out in your community the people who are able to help the less able and who want to do it.
And here she was. She had found a mover, also some people that I could get to help me.
Actually, when you have a number of things happening, groceries being delivered and someone bringing in the mail, you have to have all those things. You're not really alone very long. there's always someone coming.
Creating effective communication systems.
The Skinny was a tool designed to connect young adults, and it would do that by telling stories about community members, by providing information as to what's happening in the town. And that way we thought people would care more about their community and they'd be closer connected and more relationships would be built, and that's sort of what we think community is built on. And so the Elder Skinny was spawned with similar ideas in mind.
The idea of the Elder Skinny was so unique that when I was asked to join them to make it happen, I just flew right in there. That's not usually my style. And now I know just about everybody and they know me better. That's a publication that unites the seniors.
Through our stories, through our sharing of what's events in town, it's just been very informative for all of us.
We know what's going on, you know, in what other people are doing.
It's something that they create every month. Myself as well as the other editor are simply there to give it a little bit of direction.
In the beginning, we imagined it as a tool that could connect, and it turned out to be so much more than that.
They create the ideas, they bring the stories forward, they're the artists that are featured on the cover.
They're curious to see who's on the front page and who's in the back page and all the rest of it.
Gives them a sense of connection to the community and a place for them to represent themselves, because it's not just seniors who read it.
You know, my kids like to read it, which is not their usual style.
It turned out to be an occasion each month when we would put the Skinny together. It turned out to be an occasion when we would think about what we wanted to do for the next issue.
I'm the stapler.
Okay.
I'm the food person.
Oh, of course you are.
Okay. We've had the folding parties here, which anything that we have here in the lounge, I think, is a real advantage. It makes people come out and socialize and feel as though they're part of a group.
It's usually better if the person who's folding has or stapling has.
No, people go around saying, well, if I didn't come to help fold them, I can't find one. They're all gone.
When you see the laughter happening around a table at a folding party, if you see the spark in someone's eye when they like an idea that someone presents, that's sort of when you know that you're making something better.
Because when they're giving these ideas, a lot of them have to relate to the stories and experiences that they've had in Jasper because they've been here for 30, 40, 50, 60 years.
Oh yeah, they keep Mark going.
Yeah. I feel quite concerned that there is going to be no more magazine, Skinny, for us because, like I said, that was our voice and our lifeline.
If we lose that, that's a big loss.
The Elder Skinny isn't a miracle, but it's just one way that we found of tapping into an amazing part of a dynamic group of people.
I expect that Jasper was one of the pilot communities for a number of reasons, two in particular. Firstly, we have already demonstrated a collaborative community team approach which has been successful over a broad range of issues. Based on that experience, I think it was easier for the province to look at Jasper and say, yes, there's a community that knows how to get things done. A pilot project has a very good chance of success in that community. But the other element, which I hope was taken into consideration, is that although Jasper is a splendid community in absolutely every way, there are services that are not available in the community. And to the extent that those are services for seniors, it becomes more and more difficult for them to access. So we are a perfect case for having an individual charged with the responsibility of assisting seniors access services, some of which are out of the community.
Even in the 2-year period during which the pilot project ran, the ongoing, consistent investment in trust building between the project and the individuals, the project and the community, and the project and other agencies was fruitful.
You want me to make some holes for you?
There.
When you get funding and you lose it, you lose so much. So as far as I'm concerned, pilot projects are for the birds. You get everybody enthusiastic and everybody's enjoying themselves and doing things, and then all of a sudden you pull the funding.
I frankly don't think that the 2-year period is long enough, because it takes a while to get out there in the community.
You're just finally hearing about someone, nobody has gone to see them and they're by themselves and no family, and it takes a while.
Find who needs you and what you can do for them.
I believe that if the project had gone longer, it would have given the opportunity to build more relationships and stronger relationships, not only with the community, but different agencies in the community, and especially with the seniors.
The project significantly enhanced our community's capacity to provide services and supports for seniors that reflected Jasper's unique needs and values.
Well, we know from census data that our population across the country is aging. More and more we will be faced with issues related to that aging population and seniors in particular. And even though in Alberta, for example, our numbers are a little askew of the national average because of the influx of young workers, still we have a growing number of seniors in this province. We have to learn how to do this right before it becomes a critical issue for us. And now is the time to act. We do have a burgeoning, swelling population of seniors. Now is the time to sort out how best to meet their needs, how to keep them engaged in communities, how to keep them vibrant and healthy so that they can continue to contribute to vibrant and healthy communities.
This then was the right work at the right time. Jasper seniors have shared their stories and told of an improved quality of life through this pilot project. Surely this is what Albertans expect for their family members, their neighbors, and themselves.
So I heard all flights are canceled to Mexico tonight.
Oh,
I'll see you getting in my picture again.